Good evening, Rahul. Look, every adult human being, Rahul, has a choice: religion or freedom. If you choose the former, and there too, a particular religion, then you should be aware that there are strict codes for you to adhere if you are to be a true believer. And one of the codes is the dress code. Problem comes when those who are embarrassed by these codes on idol worship, homosexuality, apostasy, heresy, fornication, drinking, eating, dress code, wife beating, blasphemy, they fear being called illiberal and hypocrites. And so they end up condemning and branding as radicals those poor Muslims who are faithfully following the fundamentals. In other words, they snare the fundamentalists, but they spare the fundamentals. And the funny thing is, this group of hypocrites includes non-Muslims as well. Begani Shadi mein Abdullah Diwana. And these would be these leftists and virtue signaling vokes who open a Hindu holy book and immediately want to burn it, but open an Islamic holy book and are critical of the quality of the paper it is printed on. So while many of the leftists, for them, hijab or a burqa is an oppressive symbol of misogyny and patriarchy, and they quickly equate it to ghungat, they dare not disclose that the Holy Quran is very clear on how a woman should dress, quote, and tell the believing women to reduce their vision and guard their private parts and to wrap their head covers over their chests and not expose their adornment except to their husbands, fathers, or males having no physical desire. 24:31. Ya ahuya al nabiyu kul liyaz wajika waba natika waniza al muminina. How about that? I quoted in Arabic, quote, O Prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers to bring down over themselves part of the outer garments that is more suitable, that they will be known and not be abused. 33:59, end quote. So every true Muslim woman has to adhere to this dress code of a burqa or a hijab. Now let me address the broader issue, Rahul, very briefly relevant to India. You talked about the schools and a couple of lawyers who were talking about this in the courts. Rahul, I am clear. There should be one rule and no duplicity in implementing it.
Want to follow their religion the way they want.
So a school can ban hijab or a burqa because it has... Rahul, please.
No, Mr. Khan, please don't. I'll bring you in. Let him finish his point. Please don't interrupt. That's not fair. He never interrupted Nilofer ji. Nilofer ji is not interrupting him. So let him finish. Yeah.
Thank you. As I was saying about the thing relevant to India, I'm very clear. There should be one rule and no duplicity in implementing it. There should be no exception. So a school can ban hijab or a burqa because it has a specific rule of a uniform, but it cannot at the same time allow a tilak, a kada, a cross or a turban. What about janehu, you ask? Well, as long as these religious symbols are concealed and not exhibited. In any case, don't schools allow entry to circumcised boys? Circumcision is a religious commandment in Islam, but because it is concealed, thank God for that, it should be fine. Look, whether you think it is misogynistic or regressive or a symbol of subjugation, if a school allows for dress codes or identities of other religions, then it has to allow for Islam. No double standards, Rahul, just 30 seconds. But hear this. By allowing religious dress codes, symbols, identities into educational institutions, we are on the road, like Iran, to normalizing draconian, misogynistic, supremacist religious orders and commandments. Where would it end?
Well, let me tell you, viewers.
Not freedom.
Exactly. I agree with you, Dr. Anand Ranganathan. You can't have both. You can't have something that is prescribed by religion and then also, at least when it comes to Islam, exercise the right to choose. Because I'll tell you what happens, viewers.
10 seconds, Rahul. Because I was interrupted. I just wanted to end on, if I can.
Yeah. Please.
You know, we talk of oppressive, subjugating codes. Has anyone wondered why infant genital circumcision is banned in the Nordic countries? Do you ask the Muslim infants or infants whether they would be all right with being circumcised? No. But does anybody has in this country the guts to say that that is oppressive against a small baby? No. So we are allowing that, aren't we?